Is fear always bad? And how to overcome these fears? Okay, so let's look at these two questions separately. So, even for the first question, is fear really bad? Now, it depends on whether your question is all about you feeling the fear or you using fear for others. So, do you have a kid?
Yes, I do.
So, is your question also about can I use fear to get my kid disciplined? Or if I am experiencing fear, is it really bad? From both the perspectives, if you look at it, is fear always bad? The answer is no. However, if fear will always be there, it can be quite dangerous. Why? Because fear would have a direct impact on your physical body because it's an emotion. It is first important to understand why is there a need to use fear and why would somebody even have a fear, right? So, if you understand the depth of this emotion, why would somebody use fear? Now, fear normally is used as a change catalyst or a change agent. You would want to use fear so that you bring in some kind of discipline or you make somebody do something. Fear is not always bad. For example, fear of losing a job can make a person put in more efforts at the job. But the biggest question is, instead of fear, can there be a better emotion? Please understand one thing. People only operate under two circumstances. One is called desperation. The other is called inspiration. Unfortunately today, majority of people operate out of desperation. What we need is inspiration. So one says, I have to do it, which is a fear-based, forceful approach. And the other says, I want to do it, which is more of an inspiration to the entire mind. So if there is an option of using inspiration instead of desperation, it's always a better choice. And this is even true for leaders and managers. So for leaders and managers, by using fear, would they get results? The answer is absolutely yes. However, would you create followers? The answer is no, because they will operate out of fear, and given a chance, they would want to walk away from your managerial and leadership domain. Your entire spectrum, they would just want to run away from that. And this is very important to understand. Your second question, how do we handle fears? Now, this is going to be quite challenging to give you an answer here in a short span of time because it depends on the origin of the fear and where is it really coming in from. Sometimes a fear is so deep rooted and it doesn't have any logical association, and hence it's also called as a phobia. So at times for that, you might require a therapy. Sometimes one has to go through counseling. But from an answer perspective, it is important to understand that fear is always about the future. Think about this. Fear is always about the future, felt in the present, based on the past. So it's a very beautiful emotion if you look at it. And that's why, what am I scared of? So the fear is, what if I fail? What if I goof up? What if something goes wrong? What if it goes bad? So it's always about the future, but you're feeling it in the now. Now, how do you know something might fail in the future? Because there is probably an association from the past. It need not be your own past experience. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's somebody else's. And that's why to handle the fear in the present moment, you have to take care of the past and the future. Now, how do you do this? First question, can you change your past? No, we completely agree with that. So what do you think you can do with your past?
Learn.
Learn from it, absolutely. So you cannot change your past, but you can definitely learn from your past. So if you had a past failure, to handle fear for the future, learn from your past. by learning from your past mistakes, when you have a similar event or situation in the future, your fear levels definitely will come down. Why? Because you have a very strong learning which gives you more of a confidence rather than a fear when you think about that situation in the future. And second, future. It is also important to understand how you feel in the now. A lot also depends on what you think about the future. Let's take an example. Let's say there is an employee who is working for a corporate. He works from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday is an off. And let's assume this person hates his job. If this person hates his job but still goes because he has no other option right now, guess his emotions on a Friday. What do you think?
Very.
Friday emotions are normally good. Now his emotions on Friday depends on the past or future. What he thinks about the future. Absolutely. So on Friday, the person already is in the realization that tomorrow is a holiday and day after is also a holiday, and hence he's feeling good in the now. Guess this person's emotions on a Monday morning. It's going to be pathetic, isn't it? It's not because what happened in the past, it's because what you think about the future. Which means whenever you think about doing any task, if you think about failing in the future, fear is inevitable. But if you think about succeeding, the possibility of succeeding, confidence is something that you get. And remember one rule of life: courage is not the absence of fear. It's your ability to take action in spite of that fear. So fear is not bad. However, you've got to learn from your past and you got to think about succeeding in the future. And if you can do a combination of these two, the present would be more confident rather than fear. And even in the presence of a little bit of fear, you'll be able to take action out of confidence. If you've liked my video and if you're ready to get more insightful messages and videos, subscribe to my channel and let's collaborate and be together to create a much more empowered life.